This is what we are building today, a complete working game, random number, hints, score, rating, built entirely in Scratch using blocks. And here is the best part, by the end of this video, you will understand exactly how every single piece of it works. Not just how to copy, how it actually thinks. Let's build it from block 1. Let's start by creating a new project. We need to create some variables. So let's go to events first and then let's create the variable. First variable is going to be maximum attempts. We are going to set it to 7 because it's up to you how much attempts you want to give to the user. So I'm going to give it 7. Now next variable we are going to use is going to be attempts. It's going to decide how many of them are left. So for this we have attempts, and then we have one more variable score to keep a check, and variable secret number to say the random number chosen by the game or the computer. Now I'm going to set them first of all. So let's go here, attempts, set. We have 4 variables, so we will have to set them separately. So for attempts it's going to be 0 for now because initially attempts will be 0. Then we have score, and after that we have secret number. Now the secret number is going to be decided randomly with the help of random block. So here we have in operators a random block that will of course help the computer actually to pick any value randomly. So we are basically giving the program. Now the user will not know initially that what exactly has been chosen by the computer. That's the game. Now let's click on blocks and say something like, I am thinking a number between 1 to 10. And then we are also going to say something like, you have 7 attempts left, good luck. Now here comes interesting part. We have this game in which the computer is going to keep on asking for 7 times till you get the answer right. Exactly. So you can guess the answer at 5th attempt, you can guess the answer at 2nd attempt, even at 1st attempt. So a repeat until block, which will keep on repeating till the condition is true. So what exactly is going to be the condition? Here comes the tricky part. Go to control and use repeat until. We have discussed this, so if you haven't came across this repeat until before, you can check out this video where I have explained how repeat until works. Now here we need to add some operators. So there are going to be 2 conditions, and any one of them becomes true, then this loop will keep on going. So for that we have an OR operator. Again, if you are new to this OR operator, you can check out this video where I am explaining this OR operator. Now here I'm going to write a simple condition. So first condition is going to be that keep repeating until the secret number becomes equal to the number guessed by the user. Now the first condition is going to be that you need to keep repeating until the secret number is equal to the guess number. So now to get that guess number, we will have to create one more variable because we need to take the input from the user. So let's create this variable guess. I'm going to place it here for a while, but then I'm going to change its location because it's gonna keep on guessing and we need to take the input from the user. So for that we have ask block, and here I am simply going to write the text saying guess the number. And we know that there is a separate answer block which stores the answer entered by the user on the behalf of ask block. Now here comes an interesting part. As I said, we need to keep on repeating this code till the secret number becomes equals to guess number, or where our maximum attempts become equals to number of attempts. So if you have been guessing for 7 attempts, so that means the game needs to be over. The loop needs to stop, isn't it? So for this, I am going to use the variables. So let's say maximum attempts is equals to attempts. So this is how the repeat until will work. Till this condition becomes true, keep on repeating the codes inside it. Now as I mentioned, we need to keep asking. It is a loop. If I keep these 2 blocks out of the loop, the guess will be asked only once, right? The question will be asked only once. We don't want that. We want the user to keep guessing till they get it right, or either they run out of their attempts. So that's why we have guess the number inside it. Here we go. And of course, once the user makes a guess, make sure you are changing the value of attempts by 1. I'll tell you why 1, because we're going to keep on subtracting. So if you have maximum attempt 7, I'm going to keep on decreasing 1 every single time the user is going to guess a bit. Let's try to write the code which will give hints to the user, whether they guessed it right or the guess was too high from the secret number or guess was too low. So for this, we are going to use the if-else conditional statements. So let's use if-else, and if you remember, we have also used elif. Technically in Scratch, we don't have elif block separately, so we will try to use the nesting of. So the first condition I'm going to use is going to say that if the guessed number becomes equals to the secret number, which means you have guessed it right. So let's go to looks and use the say block. And I'm simply going to write here correct amazing. So then inside this, we are going to check two conditions. One will be for the value guessed higher than the secret number and the value guessed lower than the secret number, because that's how you will be able to figure out. So for example, if the secret number is 7, you guessed 9, which is higher than 7. So you need to give the hint saying too high, try the lower value. So if you chose 2, which is way more low than 7, so for that we have it. Now I'm going to use this again. As in Scratch, we don't have elif block, so that's why I'm going to use if else, because again, I have two conditions to check. So let's go to operators and let's use the greater than sign. And after that, we are going to simply say, if your guess is greater than the secret number, we are simply going to say too high. Let's go and use say over here. And let me quickly add the text. Now I want to combine two things over here. I want to combine a text and a variable. So for that, if you remember, we do have a join block in operators. And here in the first one, I can write a text. And here I can actually give the value. So the value will be attempts, maximum attempts, minus attempts. So here I need a minus sign, minus block over here. Just be careful while you are adding them. Sometimes the block seems to jump out of the existing position. So here we have it, maximum subtracted from maximum attempts. So if you have 7 attempts left, you guessed 1 which was high, you are going to subtract 1 from it, then you will be left with 6 attempts. Gradually it keeps on going like that. Now I'm simply going to duplicate it. Now if the condition is not true, which means the guess number was not equals to secret number, we moved in with the else block. Now inside the else block, we check that whether the guessed number was greater than secret number, we simply said too high, and then again the same cycle repeated itself. But if it was too low, we need to change this text, something that will keep on repeating. Exactly. Now I have a task where we are going to give the score. So for this, you will only give the score if the guess is right, correct? So here we have, let's say, if block, and I'm going to attach it. Make sure it is out of the repeat until block, because this is something I don't want to. So here we have it. Now we are only going to give the score if the guessed value becomes equal to a secret number. So here we have it, guess value, guess is equals to secret number, and then I'm going to set the score. Add a little bit complicated thing over here. So let's say that I'm going to use, first of all, let's get the negative sign block. There I'm going to subtract the maximum attempts, then attempts. After that, attach it over here because I want to add 1 to it. So I'm going to multiply it with 100. It's gonna follow the BAM-dash rule, and you can keep it simple also, just in case you want, like, right away assign 50 points. Now I'm going to again use the looks, and here once you get the score, we are going to use the join block, because with statement it is better to read, right? So that's why we have it here. And actually something like you got it in how many attempts. So you have this much amount of attempts left, followed by the text, actual text, which is attempts. Okay, now, and we also need to show the score. So I'm going to just copy this one over here. You can right click on the block and you will get the copy of the same block. Now this time I don't need too much of join blocks. I only need 1. So your score followed by score. Here we go. And then it's time to say whether you are a master guesser or good guesser, or keep practicing. So for this also, make sure you are placing everything inside this if block first of all. We will move to the second else later on. So here, let's go to control and use. Yeah. So there are lots of nested conditions going on over here, and this is how we do it in Scratch. So let's say that if your score is greater than 60, if your score is greater than 60, we will simply say you are a, so we are basically giving them a rating, the user as rating. And here, now, see, if the score is above 60, which means you are a master guesser, right? But what if it is less than? So in that case, we have two conditions. So here also I'm going to add one more condition. Score is greater than 30, is greater than 30, we are simply going to give the rating as good guesser. And I need to copy this one, and I'm going to copy this one too. So you're gonna, if someone is scoring above 30 but less than 60, you are a good guesser, right? And just in case it is less. Now see, if it is not above 60, if it is not above 30, which means you need to keep practicing. So that's why we are going to say hinting. I'm going to use the last two blocks over here, which are going to say that just in case you were not able to guess the correct number, in that case we need to give a hint at the end also, right? So that's why let's use a say block over here, and in that I'm going to use the join block. In this join block, let's just simply write out of attempts and how many attempts were left. I'm just going to say secret number was this, and say game over and see did it actually work. Let's click. I'm thinking number between 1 to 10. You have 7 attempts, good luck. So 2 say are working perfectly fine. Now the number is being asked 6. See, too high, try lower, which means the number is less than 6. So let's try 3. Too low, try harder. So now it's not number 3. Got it. So this is working perfectly fine. You got in 3 attempts, your score is 50. And good guesser, because of course 50 is above 30 but less than 60. So that's why good guesser. For watching, and do not forget to subscribe to Code Niche. Bye.